If you've been following USA cricket over the past few years, then Gajanand Singh is probably one of your favorite cricketers. He's joining me today to talk about minor league cricket and his New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Gaj, thanks for joining on the show today.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
You look like you're having a lot of fun this season, Gaj. You took the team all the way to the finals last season. Just a little bit of bad luck in that finals. I thought you guys were poised to win that game. This season, as I said, you look like you're having a blast out there. What do you think that can be attributed to?
I don't know. It's a great bunch of guys to play with. I've been with Somerset for a number of years now, even before minor league. So, the ownership group, the support staff, the team, we've been playing together for a long time, and I think it brings out a bit more in you to know that you're playing among friends first of all, and good players as well.
We saw last season the introduction of the natural surface at Mercer. It created some really difficult surfaces for batters. This season, the Mercer wicket looks a lot better, and I think even more importantly, the outfield looks really good.
It's been quite different from the first season we had the turf last year. Um, I think the morning games are a bit tricky. You still have to be mindful. The wicket still spins a lot. It has some difficulty in it, but with the proper application and knowing your game, I think it's a good cricket wicket to bat and bowl on. Bowlers have a slight edge over the batters as well. I think a little bit.
One of the things that you did so well last season, you did great with the ball. You took advantage of the surface with the ball. Um, but you also were really reliable with the bat. And I think that's one of the things that's made you so good with USA. In 2023, you had a fantastic year for USA cricket. You were pretty much the best bat in the USA, and for USA in 2023. The ability to navigate a difficult wicket comes in really handy in associate international cricket because you're not going to get those pristine wickets that you'll get in full member cricket. So how important is it for cricketers to be able to not blame their performance on the surface, but go out and accept the challenge?
It's important especially as a batter, you have to adapt and work out what your game plan would be more than worrying about the pitches and the outfields and the bowlers work. If you sort yourself out, everything else tends to take care of itself.
In associate cricket, we have a lot of players who used to play for full member international cricket, and they come to an associate team. They wait out their 3 years, and we don't usually see that translate very well. You are one of the few that's actually been able to make that transition. And it's not just the wickets that's a difficult transition to associate. It's the fact that you're dealing with a lot of stuff that you won't have to deal with in first class nations. So can you talk a little bit about that?
When I first moved to the US, I didn't had any thoughts of playing cricket in America. But as I went around the tri-state area and see how much cricket was played in the US when I first came in 2013, I said this is actually bigger than anyone who's never been here would believe. No one would believe if you tell them how big and how much cricket is played in the US. So I got involved in the game, and I went to my first combines. I think it was in 2016. Um, having lived in the US for more than 3 years already when that happened, and unfortunately, I couldn't make the cut then. But I just kept playing. I enjoyed every minute of it, and I think that helped to understand and to know what it really takes to play cricket for the national team and play at the associate level. Conditions are a big factor. There's a lot of pressure also that comes with playing for an associate teams. You know, uh, there's not that stability also that you would get from a full member nation. Most of the time I've played for the US, players are not contracted and stuff like that. Having to manage job, family, and training and playing, it's quite tough. But I think as long as I'm on the cricket field, I'm happy. So I did all of that you know, with full contentment and would regret nothing.
You are also a big factor in the Ireland series in 2021. How much did that mean to you and the team to finally pull off a win against a full member team?
Around 21, I was just getting into the team. I know from playing cricket back home and playing cricket anywhere, the way to earn respect is to perform, no matter where you are. You perform anywhere, you gain respect, firstly of your teammates, coaches, staff, and everyone in the cricketing circles wherever you play. So I knew if I wanted to be a full, a permanent member of the team, I had to stand out as a performer. And luckily, I had some really good games early up. I think the first innings I played was 48 or something against Oman, and at that time the coach was Aaron Kumar Jagadesh, and he gave me some really good advice, and he was happy to see me there, and he wanted me to you know be with this team as a not only as a batter but as a senior player who could help the younger guys into their roles in the team as well.
The century that you scored against West Indies. We know that had to be really, really big for you coming from the West Indies setup and into the USA team. How much did that matter to you?
It meant a great deal to me. I It's something that will live with me, and I will cherish it till the day I die probably. It's important. It's very important. I can say I did it. It's happened, but I look forward to playing more innings, but it will hold a very, very special place in my heart.
After all you've done for USA, it was a great moment. But let's get back to minor league cricket. There's one of the great things about minor league cricket is you have a lot of, incredibly good, experienced cricketers in the league. Especially this year, it seems like every year there's a few more. But on your team, you have Najaf Shah, who's having an amazing season. He's always been a good performer in minor league cricket. He's captained the team quite a bit. Right now, he has 8 wickets for 39 runs for you guys to start the season. He's taking wickets early. He's taking them in spectacular fashion. I think he had 3 wickets last weekend in a game where he caught one. He had a caught and bowled. I think he had 2 bowled in the game. That was you took a hat trick last week with a hat on and sunglasses. I made a big deal about that. That made it even more fun to watch. But Najaf Shah, what does he bring to your team?
Um, First of all, I think he's a very, very good leader. A good part of that is he listens a lot to everyone on the team. He has an ear for everyone. Everyone has ideas. At some point in time, he's keen on taking in everything, and he has the experience, I think, to know what he can use and what he won't use. But I think he's been exceptional over the years with Somerset. I think he brings a lot of value to our team, not only as a bowler but as the experienced cricketer in general. He's been going pretty good. I hope he can go for a few more years.
Yeah, I hope so too. It's always a pleasure to watch him. In the past, we've seen him here at Church Street Park. I've seen him, in a couple other places around the country. But he's definitely a big key to your success. You have a lot of guys with loads of experience. You have a lot of guys with international experience, first class experience on your team. Syed Abdullah, another player has had a couple of good bursts of runs this season already. Um, but when you played Manhattan Yorkers, they beat you the first time. Then you came back, you had a chance at retribution this weekend. Arya Garg, the young U19, he took a couple of wickets against you guys early on. Now you helped steady the ship there, but Saad bin Safar, the captain of Canada, had just had a huge over before, and that kind of took a little bit of the wind out of the sails, or it could have. But you have such an experienced team. What were your thoughts navigating that? I don't know how much experience you have with Arya, but what were your thoughts at that point in the game?
I think at that point in the game when I went out to bat, I just you know thought about the role I needed to play at that particular point. I knew I had to be there at the end of the innings, or try to get as close to the end of the innings as possible. And I know in most of the games that we've been playing there, the last 4 to 5 overs has been going for around 45 to 55, and in the last 4 or 5 overs. So I knew once I stayed there to the end, we can capitalize on a few overs. I think one of the main thing on the wicket at Morris County is even if you score at less than run a ball for the first 12, 14, 15 overs, if you have wickets in hand, you can actually make up and score some get some big overs at the end. So that was the thought, and thankfully it worked out pretty well because the game plans are pretty set. You try to keep a left-right combination at the middle to offset bowling plans from oppositions, and you know it worked out pretty well in the end for us.
I see a lot of that in minor league cricket as a way to keep the bowlers, keep some of the better bowlers maybe out of the attack for a while. A lot of times, especially in the South, you'll see teams open with two lefties to try to keep, to keep their wicket as long as possible with two lefties, and it keeps the leggies out of the attack sometimes. For a while, we saw that happen this weekend in the South quite a bit. Our young bowlers adapting to the lefty righty combos, having to bowl against a matchup that's not really in their favor. The amount of T20 cricket played in the USA, and now when you see minor league cricket, the class of these teams, the ability on these teams, the talent in these teams, how good is this for the younger bowlers like a Arya Garg or like a Yasser Muhammad, for example, who was on your team last season? Now you played against him twice this season. How good is this for these bowlers?
It's it's really really good. It can only make them better. I think playing club cricket or and playing minor league cricket, it puts a whole different level of pressure on you as a player. You're playing in a professional league. You're playing on with cameras behind you. Everyone is looking at you. But from what I've seen in the league so far this year, a lot of young players, not only Yasir, not only Aryan, which both played with me last year for Somerset. Um, Aryan, I think he's improved tremendously, and Yasir continues to improve every time I see him. He keeps getting better. He keeps doing something new, and these are the things you want to see when you look at youngsters. When you see them one season and then see them another, you want to see them improve. You want to see them get better, and it only shows that there is a big interest in youth cricket. I see generally, and these guys have been playing a lot of cricket, and I think that's one of the main factors for them improving so drastically over the last season.
Well, we know how much talent there is in the East, especially New Jersey, New York, and now even more than before in Philadelphia. But New Jersey, New York, that area right there, the talent is immense. And when you have a ground like Mercer, as long as it can keep improving as it has the last couple of seasons, but when you have that natural surface and a good outfield, it brings things, we've had an improvement in the broadcast and the stream quality with the cameras. I think people want to showcase these improvements. They want, I was watching the game. I couldn't believe how clear the camera work was. I couldn't believe how good the commentary, everything about it was. And I'm involved in commentary here at Church Street Park. So I've been very impressed by the standard of cricket in the East. I'm thrilled to see natural wickets that are playing better in the East. But how key is this?
It's important. It is important, and it also shows that not only the cricketers want to play. It's the background support of minor league cricket has been doing doing the extras. They're putting in the extra mile for the cricket, the product to look, and for more people to get involved with it. It's an excellent take from a cricketer point of view. So there's nothing to complain about. The pitches, no matter how you complain or whatever you say about them, I think they've gotten tremendously better, and both teams play on them regardless of what.
Players need to feel like they got a chance to make it to Major League. This last weekend, we had some of the teams with scouting the minor league games, and I heard some of them were up your way.
Yeah, it was really nice to see from a player perspective. Ross Taylor was there. It gained a lot of attention, and it was nice that Major League pays an interest in minor league, a big interest to have a legend of the game like Ross Taylor come out and watch games and scout for talent. It actually helped a few players. I saw you can literally see players lifting their game because everyone wants to go to that next level. So yeah, it was really nice having scouts out at the game. Really must commend Major League and the team owners for coming out to watch the minor league games.
Yeah, we actually had a scout down here from Seattle watching one of the games as well. So they're out there, guys. They're out there paying attention. Just keep your performances up, and we're going to try to help contextualize the league and bring everybody up to date on what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Are we going to see another MVP season from you this year?
Fingers crossed.
Well, you're off to a great start with the ball and with the bat. It seems like you're taking a couple wickets every game. You're scoring a 50 every game. It's quite impressive. Gosh, are we going to see? Are we going to see the Cavaliers back in the finals? And here at Church Street Park, by the way.
I'm hoping so. I think we played really well last season. We fought against some very good teams on the East Coast and in the playoffs as well. Unfortunately we couldn't get across the line right at the end there, but it hasn't made us a worse team or anything. I think we're gonna come with the same enthusiasm and fight and the love for the game, and hopefully we can go one better this year.
I'll be tuning in every time that you're playing because I love to watch you play. Hopefully, you can check out our show every Wednesday night, our live show, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, the Minor League Cricket Live Show. Hopefully, you can tune in.
I did see a couple of episodes already, and I'll be tuning in also.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.